Transmission. I will be focused in inboard transmissions. In the next coming laboratory, we are going to start with outboard transmission, lower units, and a steam drive. Okay? But in inboard transmissions, I explained in the book at the beginning the automotive manual transmission and the automatic transmission, automotive, both of them. Why? Because the marine transmission is a combination of both of them. It's a combination of the manual transmission with the automatic transmission. Now we are going to talk about the marine transmission, and now you will say, yes, you have reason. It's a good combination of both of them in the marine transmission. There are a lot of difference between the marine transmission and the automotive transmission. One of the main difference is in the automotive transmission you have a 5-6 gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In marine, you only have one set of gear ratio for forward and other set for reverse, and that's it. No, you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in forward. You only have one, and other one in reverse. And normally the gear ratio for forward and reverse in marine application is the same. You have the same ratio for forward or reverse in marine transmission. And now we are going to try to understand how is that those gears engage or disengage, and how is the process to combine those gears to produce first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Ready? It's clear the manual transmission, no? The manual transmission is with the selector. You pass from this selection through this or this, and you have different combinations depending how you select. And the properly way to select in a manual transmission those gear ratios, Winter, the properly way to select those gear ratios is when you isolate the engine from the transmission. If you isolate the engine from the transmission, it's easy with your hand change the gear in the manual transmission. Yes or no? You remember that? Okay. And how you isolate the engine from the transmission? With the clutch. With the clutch. Okay. Okay. And what is the function of the clutch? Isolate the engine from the transmission. And what type of clutch are in manual transmission? It's a dry clutch. You remember? It's composed of the dry clutch is composed of the friction discs. This is the flywheel. The flywheel is bolted on the crankshaft. It's bolted on the crankshaft. In other words, the flywheel is spinning all the time with the crankshaft. And this is the friction disc. And this is the pressure plate here. And according with the pressure, according with the pressure that you press here, this friction will be free or connected. This element will be connected with this or free, depending of the pressure that you produce here. More pressure or less pressure. How you produce that pressure? Clutch. With the clutch pedal. And the fork separate this. That's clear? Okay, look at this. If I don't have pressure, if this element is separated, what is the name of that element in the book? What is the name of that element? Clutch. You follow the video? No, yeah, never follow. This is the thrust bearing. Thrust bearing. The thrust bearing, if the thrust bearing is separated, the friction is connected. In other words, because that friction plate is connected with the input shaft of the transmission, if you don't apply pressure here, the input shaft of the transmission is spinning at the same with the crankshaft of the engine. When I apply pressure here, that element is free. It's free. And the input shaft of the transmission is free, and I can change the gear. That's clear, my friends? Once again, if the bearing is pushing the pressure plate, what happened? If it's pushing, what happened with the friction? It's free. It's free. and you can
Exchange.
when you remove the pressure on the pedal, what happened? That
Yes.
element goes out and this element presses and is connected. In other words, if you don't apply pressure in the clutch pedal, the transmission is connected with the engine. Only when you apply pressure in the pedal, you separate the engine from the transmission. Everybody follow me? What is the name of that clutch? What type of clutch is that? Is that dry clutch? You don't have oil here. What happens if you have oil splash here? No friction and it's spinning. It's possible that oil here?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Because the seal in the crankshaft is broken and you have oil here in this area. What is the name of that area? The bell housing. The bell housing. The bell housing is located here. You have oil in the bell housing and no friction. And you apply the clutch and never engage. Everybody follow me? This is the manual transmission. Finito. How many shafts you have in the manual transmission? One input shaft. Other shaft in the middle to connect this gear, and this gear, and other shaft in the output. Input shaft, lathe shaft, and output shaft. Input shaft, counter shaft, and output shaft. 3 shafts in manual transmission. All right. Finito. No more manual transmission. No more manual transmission. Excuse me. Normally, in a manual transmission, you have the thrust bearing, that one, and you have another bearing that normally is located here, where the input shaft entered. What is the name of the other bearing?
Pilot bearing.
Pilot bearing. You have a pilot bearing, part of the flywheel, and you have the thrust bearing. The thrust bearing is axial bearing. Axial because it's moving like this. Winter.
Robert, I have a question. So, when those instances of there's like people that been driving like manual transmissions for a long time, and they're able to engage the gears without pressing the clutch.
Yeah, but you need synchronize this with your
RPMs.
engine, and in some moment you can, but it's with too much experience, and also if the transmission internally have synchronizers. The synchronizers are copper rings with a like a cone, like a triangle, in order to help when you bring that gear with the cones help to enter. Not all the manual transmission are synchronized.
Yeah.
Not all of them. For example, in the all Jeeps, they don't have synchronizers. And if you try it, you destroy the transmission. No? Some manual transmission, they have synchronizers, and you can pass without the clutch.
Was it the pedal?
No, that's different. That's the sequential.
Dirt bikes are like that, because I've had dirt bikes where you don't need, you're going at it.
But again, you gotta know the RPM. The RPMs have to be right.
You need synchronize this. If you don't have experience, you can destroy the transmission.
Yes.
You need here. That's the moment.
Yeah.
But if you have experience, yes.
Yeah.
If not, you destroy the
Run
transmission.
everything.
Yeah.
Don't try it if you don't have experience.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, but I just wanted to know if
It's possible.
If it's possible, and it's if you can do it, it's good. Like if you can do it, like it won't really damage
Okay,
the clutch.
but
or
let me
anything.
explain something, Lopez.
Racers.
Lopez, it's possible only to pass from second to third to fourth,
Correct.
but not at the beginning.
No.
At the beginning,
First
you need
gear,
the clutch.
You need the clutch, correct.
Okay. Okay. After the number 1, you can pass
Second,
the other ones
fourth.
with this, especially with this.
Yeah, you gotta be really.
Okay.
Yeah. So
gotta
once
feel
you
it
know how to
here.
do it, it won't really damage anything else, right? It won't damage the clutch or won't damage anything.
You
if know how to
damage
do
the
it.
clutch and you damage the gears also.
Over time.
Also.
Yeah. It still causes some type of wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because
But
again,
when they're
there's
racing
no
and stuff, they don't care. They're
again,
just
there's no
like,
fluid in there to keep it.
Yeah.
We got fluid for them to
Correct.
lubricate themselves and.
There's a dry system, so there's no fluid.
And that's when this thing comes in that you don't have to let that gas go and it will just.
Okay, guys. Look at this. Friction plate, pressure plate, and thrust bearing and flywheel. No? This is the dry clutch, mechanical clutch. Oh, this is the flywheel of other engine with automatic transmission. Instead of that dry clutch, I have that wet clutch. That clutch is exactly the same function. What is the function of this clutch?
Change gear.
Isolate the engine from the transmission. Not change the gears. Only isolate. This is the clutch. Oh, that element by itself separate the engine for, yeah. It's magic, no? According with what, Mr. Lopez? According with the pressure and the RPMs. The pressure of the fluid and the engine RPMs. According with that, internally, expand and retract. Expand and retract. Oh, magic.
Now you can hear when that's going bad by.
Ah, correct.
Yeah,
Because it's spinning.
I've had
Because it's
Automotive
spinning. Okay. Why this element is magic? Yes, it's magic because it's like a small robot. Okay. This element changed the life of the people in the United States. Before of this, only manual transmission. After that, automatic transmission. Okay. Let me explain something. Suppose that I have a fan. The fan that you use for air in your home. The fan, the vertical fan that you put over there. Suppose that you have two fans. One fan in front of the other one. And one fan is plugged in the power. And the other one no. The other one is free. This one is powered with electricity. And I put pretty close, one in front of the other one, this fan. And I start with the low speed. What happened with the blades in the second fan?
Goes the opposite
Start
direction.
to move. What happened if I increase the speed in this fan?
Speeds up.
That one increased. What happened if I increase more? More. What happened if I continue increasing the speed in this fan? What happened in the second fan?
Increase.
The speed tried to be equal to this, and suddenly that fan is moved because the pressure is too much. Suddenly this one is down. You follow me?
Yes.
Okay. One turbine in front of the other one, the powered turbine move the second one, and move, and suddenly push the second one if the pressure is too much. That's the principle of this element. Okay. Nice, no?
Yeah.
All right, pay attention. You remember how is the shape of the automatic transmissions? How is the shape in your car of the automatic transmission? You check in the...
Goes from bigger to smaller.
It's like a funnel.
Goes from bigger to smaller.
Yes, it's like a funnel from the bigger into the small one, yes? And finish into the shaft and the differential. It's like a funnel. And you remember how is the shape of the manual transmission in your car? It's a straight and big one.
Big.
Because three shafts, no? Input shaft, counter shaft, and output shaft is big and short, and it's not like this. I understand the manual because you have one gear and the other gear here, and this with the other one. You need different shafts to pass from this through this through this. I understand that is okay. In the other one, like a funnel, where are the gears? It's because the shafts in the automatic transmissions, all the shafts are hollow, and one shaft is inside of the other one, like a telescopic. The input shaft, the other one, and the other one and you have 6 shafts, one inside of the other one. All of them hollow with oil in between all of them. Oh, nice. For that reason, it's like this. This is the automatic transmission. All of the shafts are
Yellow.
hollow. The oil passed through the shafts and the oil enter over there. You see? And this one enter in other one and the other one in the other one. And where are the gears? Where are the gears? Where are the gears? Where are the gears? Planetary gears. Planetary gears. Planetary gears. No gear with gear. Like in the manual. You have planetaries. And this is the secret. Pay attention. In the planetary gears, follow me. In the planetary gear you have the sun, the planets around the sun, and the ring externally.
They all move.
Pay attention. They move together. They are in permanent contact together. The sun with the planets and the ring. Check in the book. It's properly explained. Mr. Lopez, what happened if the power enter in the sun and I stop the ring? Oh, the planets rotate according with the gear ratio in between the gear of the sun and the gear of the planets, the diameter. This is the first speed. What happened if I let free the ring and I stop the planets and this is the reverse. And depending how I combine, I have first gear, second gear, third gear, reverse. Wow, that's magic. No? That's magic. Excuse me, Mr. Lopez. How can I...
Blow that thing up. You don't realize you can't be stepping on that thing.
He said that he just got
Yeah, but they last forever.
They do that, yeah. As long as you don't hang on.
How can I stop the ring with this? This is friction material and this is the ring, and I have a solenoid, and the solenoid, this is the ring, and the solenoid is here. Stop, release, stop, release. This is a servo band.
Servo band. There you go.
This is a servo band. And let me explain other situation. Can you move like here, mommy? Yeah, okay, thank you. Look at this. Mr. Lopez, and how can I stop the planets and move the sun, or stop the sun and move the planets? Pay attention. Suppose that this is the shaft of the sun. And this is the shaft with 3 planets. You see, 1 planet, 2 planets. You see the planets around the sun. You see? You see? This is the shaft of the planets. And this is the shaft of the sun. Pay attention. The shaft of the sun is connected. Look at those plates. 1 plate with friction material and friction material. 1 plate, stainless steel, stainless steel. Other plate, friction, friction. Other, stainless steel. Other, friction, friction. Other, stainless steel. Other, friction. Other, stainless steel. Other, friction. Other. I have 20 and 20. Pay attention. The stainless steel they have teeth externals. Externals. And the friction they have teeth internal. This is the shaft of the planet, and this is the shaft of the sun. Pay attention. In this moment, both shafts are connected?
No.
No,
they're free.
they are
Free.
free. Okay, pay attention. This element with one shaft connected to the friction and other shaft connected to the stainless steels are in a box.
Yeah.
Metallic box. Metallic cylinder. And oil enter at ultra high pressure in that box. When the oil enter in that box at ultra high pressure, what happened in between the friction and the stainless steel? The oil expand, and what happened with this shaft and this shaft are connected, and this shaft right now is connected with this. You understand? Different plates, one with friction and other one with no friction material. When the fluid enter in between them and the fluid expand, what happened with those plates? Those plates are
Compressed.
together, and this shaft is connected with this. What is the name of that type of connection?
Clutch.
Clutch pack. Clutch pack. Ah, Mr. Lopez, now the planets are connected with the sun, or the ring with the... Everybody follow me? If you follow the videos and you follow exactly, that's better, that's better. And you follow the book, I explain in details, step by step, that process. This is inside of the automatic transmission. In other words, inside of the hydraulic transmission or automatic transmission, what is the secret? To connect everything, this with this, or disconnect this with this. What is the secret?
The fluid.
The fluid.
The pressure. The fluid.
The pressure of the fluid and the quality of the fluid.
Correct.
For that reason, what is the enemy in your automatic transmission in your car?
Well, you don't have fluid.
What is
Water.
the enemy?
Oh, water.
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 If water enter in the transmission, what is the color of the oil?
Milky.
Milky. And what is the symptom? Immediately you have water in the transmission.
The gears will
What is
engage.
the symptom?
Lose power.
Sleeping.
Uh-huh.
You need accelerate a lot. And immediately you have an special odor because that material with the water
It's oxidized.
is eroded like sand, and you don't have friction material in those plates. And what happened? Engage this gear with this,
No, they slip.
finito.
That's why it starts going.
Yeah. And oh, it's milky.
That's it. Finito, man.
Finito.
One of our
Finito.
children.
So, but on those, because when those plates get compressed, they get compressed in they have such pressure that there is no that they will not be able to literally disengage from each other, right?
The
Like,
only
it will
way,
be- it
the
will
only
be-
way in the automatic transmission to disengage is
To let it off.
remove the RPMs and disengage everything. Yes or not?
Yeah.
You are in a high speed. You want to return to second, or you reduce the RPMs and the transmission bang, 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 go down. That's it. The secret is the RPMs.
Accelerator.
One is friction, the other one is stainless steel. One is friction, the other one pure stainless steel. What is the property of that friction material? What is the property?
It says that it's made out of either treated paper or fiber.
Yeah, correct. It's an special ceramic material that with the pressure of the oil become rigid. Once again, the secret of this material is the quality of the oil. Papis, follow me. Follow me and this recommendation. The life of the transmission depends on the quality of the oil. Mr. Lopez, but I don't understand that equation, because I bought a new Honda and in the manual they say
Never change.
transmission oil never touch. No service, because this is a business. What is the most expensive part in your car? Is it the engine? It's the transmission. The transmission is 2/3 the price of the car. Wow! Yes. Excuse me, but my father have a Ford Fireland 500 455, and you have a plug to drain the oil in the transmission. Yes, and that transmission is running today. It's a perfect transmission. If you change the oil of your transmission once per year, you have transmission for 40 years.
So is that the usually once a year? Like your
For that
general
reason, they
service?
say never replace the oil, and that car in 3 years is out.
You never check the oil. You just let it ride out.
Because generally once a year I do everything anyway, so you might as well do that. Yeah.
The secret is the quality of the oil. Mr. Lopez, but my new car is a Nissan, doesn't have a plug. Yes.
There
They
you go.
designed with no plug to avoid that you replace the oil. But you can do.
Yeah,
You can
siphon it.
install a plug.
Well, you can also siphon it.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, like we do in,
yeah.
in the marine engines. Just siphon.
Correct.
You siphon it out.
And you
then-
replace the oil.
I did that with my Mustang.
Yeah.
But it's not only replace the oil, you need to replace the filter. I can explain in the next laboratory the procedure to do that. Once again, the secret for hydraulic transmission is the fluid. Correct? It's clear?
Yes.
Okay, let me explain quickly because you want to know what happened inside of this? Magic element?
Yeah. Sure.
Right. Okay. Pay attention. Okay. This is the
Magic.
Wet and dry.
wet clutch,
Wet clutch.
and this is
Dry.
dry clutch. It's wet because internally it's full of
Oil.
Oil.
ATF, no? Automatic
Yeah, yeah.
transmission fluid, the red fluid. And what is the property of the ATF in comparison with the motor oil, engine oil?
The viscosity.
Thinner.
Okay, it's thinner, but you can reach
Temperature.
excessive pressures with the hydraulic fluid and not with the motor oil.
Because it's only one grade,
excuse
right?
me. Yeah. The other important property of this oil is this oil. If that oil receives water, will be emulsified with the water, not separated.
Oh,
So with
This is
regular
important.
oil, so with regular oil, you put it in a jar separate.
And it's separate.
Separate.
This one
But with
no.
hydraulic fluid, it doesn't separate. Yeah,
It'll
right,
mix
exactly.
into it.
Why? To protect the friction material. Because if the water is separated, with pure water, touch that material, destroy the material immediately.
So
If
it's
it's
better.
emulsified with the oil, you can,
Little bit of time.
Yeah.
Little bit of time.
yeah,
Basically.
a little,
Okay.
a little more.
Yeah.
Okay? This is other property. Other property is the administration of the temperatures. Those oils not support ultra high temperature. The motor oil, yes. The motor oil, yes. This one, no. There are a lot of properties that the hydraulic oil have and the motor oil no, or vice versa. Depends.
That's why you
Other,
have a-
other one is the oxidation. This one will be oxidized. Okay? But the other important property is this. You remember what is the only property, what is the only fluid that is impossible compress?
Hydraulic. No.
The hydraulic you can compress.
Yeah.
It's a little, but you can.
Yeah.
You just did.
I know water.
You can a little.
Uh,
A little. You need a lot of pressure, but you can. But it's only one fluid that is impossible. You can introduce 1 million of tons and you not compress.
Not gas.
Fuel?
You use that fluid each 10 minutes. No.
Air. No, not air.
No, you
It's
can
not
compress
fluid.
it.
Fluid's not.
The brake fluid.
Air's not
Brake fluid.
The brake fluid.
Brake fluid, that's right.
When you apply 60 pounds in the brake pedal, you transmit 60 pounds because it's impossible
That's right.
compress.
He said
What
it in
happens
the
if you
video.
replace the brake fluid in your car and you put hydraulic fluid? When you apply this one, you feel the pedal a little soft. It's the other one, you apply the pedal and you feel soft? No, it's
No.
hard because you transmit exactly like you apply. The only fluid that is zero compressible is
Brake.
brake fluid. Don't forget that. This is magic. It's because the atomic structure. It's magic. That fluid is not natural. It's produced in the laboratory. All the particles are the same size, exactly the same. It's wonderful. What is the only inconvenience with the brake fluid? The highest inconvenience
Air.
with the brake fluid.
Air bubbles in the system.
No, it's highly corrosive. For that reason, if you have an enemy, you apply a little brake fluid over there. This is the Mustang of Lopez. And the paint disappears, the steel is corroded.
That's what you guys name.
Okay.
Danny, who be with the Jeep truck. That's
Yeah.
what Glenn said. He went took it in and it got brake fluid all
For
over
that
the
reason,
car.
if brake fluid, you spill a little brake fluid here, immediately with fresh water remove. If not, you destroy the paint, the steel, everything. It's highly corrosive. Okay, guys,
Cheers.
you like it?
Yeah.
This is the brake fluid. All right. The hydraulic fluid.
Next time, just get a whole gallon and see.
Yeah.
Probably should have told us that.
Right? you gave us that keys to say just God.
Just get a little bottle like, oh, here's a little heart for you.
And the good thing is that Steve is not even here, okay? If Steve wouldn't know that, that's it.
You're gonna have his initials on your car.
Put a
Look
little
at this.
break for a little bottle.
You impregnate with the brake fluid that rack, brake fluid, and you put in the car.
Come on, Mr. Lopez.
You fill up a little bottle and you put a little heart and you go, yeah, see you later.
I love you.
Be careful with your wife. Never explain to her.
So you don't like somebody who's got a convertible? You just
Hey,
Y'all giving me too many ideas. Oh, she felt that one.
Mira.
Be careful.
Cuidado.
All right.
I ain't gonna do it because I gotta pay for it.
Okay, guys, look at this.
Oh, jeez.
We are going to try to understand how this element works. Okay, this is
The flywheel.
the flywheel. And this element, if you check that element, is bolted here.
Uh-huh.
Pay attention. In a car, in a regular car. Pay attention. Your car. I have my car on the left. I want to separate the transmission from the engine. Okay. Winter. I need to separate the transmission from the engine. That element is bolted on the flywheel. You see?
Which is connected to the engine.
I need remove those bolts. This is the flywheel. Anybody follow me? Those holes pass over there. You see those holes? Those holes pass here and here. In other words, when I have the torque converter here, I can introduce the bolt here. This is the engine. And here is the hole where the start motor is located, because the start motor engaged here. Yes or not?
Yes.
When I remove the start motor, through that hole, I have access to those bolts. I move the flywheel, I remove this. 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 And now, the transmission with the torque converter is ready to be removed. Everybody follow me?
Yes, sir.
That's the only way to disconnect this one, through the hole of the start motor. I explained in the book. Okay. In other words, this element is permanent with the flywheel. You remember here that the friction plate is bolted here. You see?
Mhm.
The friction plate is bolted with the flywheel, but the friction plate is free, and the friction plate is connected with.
The shaft.
This is the input shaft of the transmission. Everybody follow me? In this transmission is exactly the same. The input shaft of the transmission enter here and engage with one turbine that is free.